images of children, and the possession of indecent images of children. Do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors are Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. I really appreciate you joining me today, and this story comes from the NCA in relation to one of the most prolific sex offenders that they've ever arrested and convicted. Paedophile David Wilson from Norfolk groomed up to 5,000 young boys over several years and had abused at least 500 victims. They said that he blackmailed young boys into sending indecent images of themselves and also groomed children to abuse other children. He pretended to be a teenage girl online to reel in victims, and he was convicted of 96 child sex abuse offences relating to 52 victims at Ipswich Crown Court. He was jailed for 25 years and also given an 8-year extended licence. The National Crime Agency believed that he had hundreds of victims and he approached up to 5,000 children over several years. The court heard the investigators described him as one of their most worst offenders they had ever come across. The predator from Norfolk left some of his victims wanting to take their own lives after he forced them to send him extreme footage. Some of the children were arrested after he groomed them to abuse other siblings or friends. One of them now lives in a children's home, and another was groomed as his dad was dying from cancer. So this shows the repercussions and the effects that abuse can have. This man abused a child and then convinced him to abuse somebody else. And now that person has lost their family and may potentially go on to do other grooming in the future. All because of the actions of one man. A victim impact statement that was read out in court said that Wilson wrecked the lives of his victims and he ruined relationships and caused people to feel suicidal. One child said he felt frightened and trapped after getting involved in Wilson's evil game. The young boy made an Instagram account at 11 years old and he said he was approached by a girl who appeared to be the same age as him by appearance. He said it was believable to me and she looked like a normal girl and I thought she was very attractive and therefore continued to talk to her. He said that over time she began to threaten me and harass me and eventually convinced him to send her indecent images and then she'd leave him alone. More than a year after he'd spoken and sent the images, he was contacted from a different account and they said they had a picture of him naked. He was then drawn and convinced into sending more images to the account, which turned out to be David Wilson. The victim said he took advantage of my youth and innocence, ruined my childhood. He wanted them images for his own satisfaction, and I was trying to find the courage to tell my parents, and I'm so glad that I did. The mother of one young victim broke down in tears as she shared the effects of the paedophile's abuse on her son. She told the judge that I failed to protect my child from a monster who preyed on him. I was unable to keep him safe. The former roofer David Wilson pled guilty at an earlier hearing at Ipswich Crown Court to all of the 96 offences. Wilson also admitted making unwarranted demands for indecent images of a child and also threatening menace, with the threat of posting indecent images on social media if they did not comply. His defence solicitor said that he'd admitted the charges and avoided the need for a trial. He added the defendant was willing to work with the agency in custody to address his problems. Judge Robert Overbury, who sentenced Wilson, described him as a serial paedophile, an extremely dangerous individual.
One detained! 1 male detained!
Right, okay, David, listen in. Okay, as of this moment, okay, you are under arrest for the following offences. I need you to listen to the offences, okay? I'm going to go through them. Right, causing or inciting a child under 13 years of age to engage in sexual activity, causing or inciting a child to engage in sexual activity, sexual communication with a child, blackmail, making and distribution of indecent images of children, and the possession of indecent images of children. Do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Okay, David, the grounds for this are that we're in possession of material that shows that accounts controlled by you, David Wilson, are involved in the commission of the offences for which I've just arrested you for. Okay? This arrest is necessary for a number of reasons. To protect children or other vulnerable persons from you, to allow the prompt and effective investigation of the offences, okay, by means of recorded interview where special warnings may be delivered to you, okay, and to preserve evidence that we believe that you may attempt to destroy or hide if you're not arrested. Okay, do you understand?
He said you carried out a lengthy and premeditated campaign of sadistic and manipulative abuse of young boys on social media. Any decent human being will be astonished at the level of depravity that it involved. Following the sentence, the Home Secretary Priti Patel said, the tireless effort of the NCA to put awful criminals behind bars and provide justice to those that need it, as well as protecting hundreds of potential victims. This sickening case is a reminder of how crucial it is that tech companies play a part in combating child sexual abuse. She also said that it's vital that they do not press ahead in the current end-to-end encryption plan that Facebook planned to do in the future, which would have left David Wilson to carry on abusing children with impunity. And the NCA have supported what Priti Patel has said in a statement that's been done by the director Rob Jones.
The NCA investigation team worked really closely with Facebook on this case to identify and convict Wilson. That type of collaboration is vitally important in tackling abuse on social media platforms. It's really important as Facebook move forward with their new plans for changes to their business model that we maintain the ability for them to look for content which includes offenders who are attempting to abuse children. It's only through that insight that we caught Wilson. And it's really important that as we move forward, Facebook carry on working with us to tackle people like Wilson and get them off their platform.
Rob Jones also said the Facebook plans are a disaster for child safety and law enforcement, and there are many David Wilsons out there that would not be caught if this happens. Facebook Messenger is strongly encrypted, enabling them to detect grooming and also protect privacy of normal people. He said it was the company's referral that helped them to identify Wilson, and he said in 2019 Facebook made 15.8 referrals of child sexual abuse images to law enforcement agencies, and he hopes that Facebook will not make this a safe haven for paedophiles to have relationships. So really appreciate you joining me for this episode. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. I really want to hear what people have to say on this story. Peace.